I thank you, for starters, for being here and certainly for listening to me. I had prepared a speech for this evening, and I'm asked to speak quite a lot at various events around the world, certainly on the subject of the environment, due to the fact that I took up a cause a while ago to educate and build educational platforms, including producing a lot of content and socially responsible content around the world to help inform and educate children and people of all ages of the importance of our environment and biodiversity. Now, I would start by saying that there are hundreds of thousands of charities in the world. Charity has been something that has been part of humanity from its start. I think that it started with the fact that being human, we have empathy, and we see suffering, and we feel that we need to do something when we see somebody suffering. And there are charities that are far more worthy than some others, depending on how we look at things. Children, this is an important charity, stopping human suffering in all kinds, whether it be cancer research, helping people who can't afford medical, or just the basic needs that are a requirement, food, water, around the world. And one of the things my father accomplished in his life, far more than his acting career, was the dedication he had and the passion in being able to work with empathy and with looking at the human suffering and dedicating about 80% of his time to raising as much money as possible to help children in need. And he did that through UNICEF and various other charitable organizations. Now, growing up, we were all taught in our family that we have to give back. Now, it's human nature that a lot of us don't. This is a fact. There are a lot of people who don't have empathy, and the percentage can be argued, but for all of us who are here tonight, I would imagine you're in the upper of that statement, and we have to do something more. Our environment is fragile, and it's extraordinarily fragile. I'm not going to stand here tonight and try and bore you, but I did prepare a few statistics that I'd like to read to you afterwards. But one of the things that's paramount is that having children of my own, I have a unique perspective, having 5, and all their surrounding friends, and working with educational platforms and schools all around the world. I can see through their eyes, and I can see what they're experiencing. And I can see that when I grew up, the word extinction was something that we learned, we understood what it meant, but it wasn't something that was commonplace. Extinction exists, animals, species go extinct, but they are replaced with evolution, and other animals take their place in the food chain. But today we're seeing something very different, and I think we all have been so pounded by the media and by all the information out there that the environment is distressed, from climate change to biodiversity being stricken. And it's become paramount that that is the case. And we have to find charities that we wish to support. We have to find things that mean something to us. And giving back is the key word. And this evening, such an event allows the opportunity to do that. And representing the Borneo Wildlife Preserve and being a board member and working with CAT, here we have a species of an animal which is an elephant, but it's a pygmy elephant. It's a very cute elephant. And yet, it is being devastated. Today, in the world, we're seeing a decline like we've never seen before in human history. We have seen the average abundance of native species has fallen by 20% since 1990. More than 41,000 animal species worldwide are threatened with extinction, including 41% of amphibians, 33% of reef-forming corals, and 27% of the world's mammals. In all, there is a 69% decline in biodiversity since I was born in the 70s. And I can see children today are normalizing this as being something that's just normal. We can have all the charities in the world to save the children, save the human race from all the problems of the human suffering, and I don't impede on those in any way. But one thing I will say is, what kind of a planet are we leaving behind if there aren't animals in it? Because we certainly aren't excluded from that. And the Borneo Wildlife Reservation is one such organization that does something super important, because in Borneo it houses thousands of species and the rainforest of unique species. And the pygmy elephant is just one of those. And we need to do more, because politicians and governments around the world are not doing enough due to all the elements that we're already aware of. Capitalism gets in the way. So it's up to philanthropy, it's up to charitable intentions to be able to make a difference. And it does make a difference. There are 1,000 pygmy elephants left, and that is declining rapidly. Statistically speaking, if it's going in the same rate, within the next 30 years, they may be all gone. And at the Wildlife Preserve, we nurture the orphaned elephants, the wounded elephants, the ones that have been scarred by the human touch. And this is a worthwhile charity. So please dig deep tonight in the auction. And if you want to learn more, please come and visit the Borneo Wildlife Preservation website. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Pat. Some flowers for you. And Christian, we found you a bottle of Tasmanian sparkling wine for your enjoyment. Thank you very much. We're going to have a photo.